But it would be nice though if once you pay your mortgage off and your property's paid for, it would be nice just to own it outright instead of constantly having to pay taxes.
Well, the services don't go away.
Yeah, but a farm really don't, and woods really don't use a lot of services. But I guess, the school children, if you got children and things like that.
I think the thing is support, remember, we're a community, and community has to support each other.
Right.
But just because you don't use it at a certain time, maybe you did, or maybe you will. But it's called, it's collective.
The children of the children of the community or the children of the community.
That's exactly.
Yeah, that's what, one of our, presidential candidates said. Yes, the children of the community are the children of the community.
Or the children of the community.
Community bank is a bank for the community. I'm serious, guys.
This sounds communal.
That's what this one guy out in Highland County always used to argue. He said that since I was a non-resident landowner, I should pay more taxes. And I'm like, well, I should really pay less because my children hadn't gone to school here. I don't use any services. I just come and go.
Yeah.
And I said, I tell you what, I'll pay more, but I get to vote out here too. I do think I should get to vote on local elections in every community where I pay taxes.
Yeah. Some places there are, you got to vote in
Well, why shouldn't I get to vote on local things if I pay taxes in my community?
I think it used to be that way, like a couple hundred years ago, if you were a landowner, you pretty much had to vote. Even I'm right, I really had a home tax one time.
Things have changed. What time do y'all have?
1:30.
It's now 1:30. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Amherst County Service Authority Board for October 1st, 2024. First item on the agenda, would like to ask for the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
All right, all those in favor? At this time, we'd like to open the meeting to citizen comment.
None have signed in.
We have no citizens signed in, seeing none in the audience. We'll move to item 4, the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we have the draft meeting minutes for September 3rd, 2024 meeting. And we also have the monthly financial report for August 2024. We need a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
All right, we've got a motion. All those in favor? I'm going to abstain from the meeting minutes on the September meeting since I was absent. Next. Item. We'll turn it over to Tim.
Thank you. This next item is requesting authorization to enter into an engineering agreement under our engineering contract with Hurt and Profit for assistance needed to assure that we have our VWP individual water withdrawal permit submitted to DEQ prior to the required date of January 2nd, 2025. If you recall, when I first came, I met with DEQ regarding our individual water withdrawal permit, which did allow for work within the James for the emergency water withdrawal. We're going to continue that permit. It was to expire, and it expires May 2nd of 2025. The reason I'm asking for assistance is there is a considerable amount of safe yield analysis that needs to be performed, to make sure that there is sufficient that the water supply had not changed since the previous permit was issued.
So this, is this for the withdrawal from Harris Creek or from the James River?
It's all of our, it's a water withdrawal for the water treatment plant.
Okay.
It's from the Harris Creek, it's from the reservoir, and currently it's with the emergency of the withdrawal from James River.
So this, this permit will address all three of those?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions?
How often do we renew them?
I believe it's a 15-year permit.
Okay. And you're looking at about a $9,200 fee?
Correct.
I'd make a motion to approve.
Got a motion, any further discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. All right.
Following on to the informational report. There's more details about updates where the Gateway project stands. Any questions on that? Happy to address those. I hope to, by October 14th, have PER first draft for the South Madison Heights, which includes the Seminole Plaza issue. So we'll know what those costs would be. We're progressing with our annual audit. Actually, I do want to give kudos to my team and the county's financial team. The first time I'm aware that the VRS report was turned in to VRS ahead of schedule. So they've really worked hard to improve things there. Continuing to move forward with the James River Bank Stabilization Project. I'll be working this coming month with EPA, making sure that we're following all the proper procurement and all of that. That project is moving along. The Campbell Street Sewer Extension, we've seen some preliminary designs on that. It looks like that's moving very, very well. We hope to have a engineering design completed by October 11th, so we can start moving forward with that project. Our LEAP funding, our lead and copper service inventory, we are continuing to move forward with that. And our team has gotten some tremendous response from our citizens on the individual surveys. We're over 900 returned. Our counterparts in the region are far less percentage than we are. So actually, a lot of that goes to the amount of customers we have coming in to our office, and every time they come in, the girls say, "Have you filled out a survey?" and hand it right to them. A lot of times they've filled out right then and there, or they go home and take a look at it. We have had 9 issues where it was reported as lead surface line coming into the house. We actually went out there and inspected it ourselves, and the magnet held onto it, so it was galvanized and mistakenly thought as lead. So we're not finding any lead service lines at this time as we continue this project.
Question on that, Tim, are you surveying everybody that's a water user?
We have to submit inventory for all of the service connections.
Okay. Are you also sending those out by email, those surveys, or
They're on
just?
our website.
Okay.
And we've had, I just saw a big batch for the past week come in, had to be at least 50 of them.
Okay.
So we are getting good response electronically as well.
All right. I just haven't seen one.
I got one in my car I can give you.
Okay. I'll fill it out.
Very good. Our automatic meter reading program, actually they started on Monday, changing out the registers to the radio. We're getting all the GPS coordinates set for that, so that's beginning to move forward on Route 130, which will take care of that safety issue that we have concern over.
So on the automated meter reading, it looks like you had some bugs to work out in terms of getting all the parts and pieces necessary.
It's
I'm-
just
I'm-
it's
I'm
been a learning
assuming-
experience.
I'm assuming you have figured that out and
We actually started the physical work on Monday.
okay,
So
all
it's
right,
moving
great.
forward. I'm in the process of creating an RFP for the full AMI system. The town of Amherst was kind enough to send me their RFP, so I could use that as a model, and also I helped myself to the Augusta County, where they had previously changed out 15,000 meters and how they went about doing it. So we'll continue moving forward with that and work towards getting funding. In November, there's a meeting I'm attending to see about getting grant/very low interest loan funds for funding that project. The training center infrastructure, the only really new thing is there is that DGS has obtained quotes for surveying necessary on those lines that we said we would be willing to accept. So continuing with that part of the project. Did go to Savannah, Georgia, to the National Rural Water Association's annual conference. They call it Water Pro. It was really interesting topics there. One of the things, and as a member of the board for Virginia Rural Water, Virginia Rural Water Association covers all my costs to go to that, so it did not cost the authority anything. But the vendors in the exhibit hall were much better than at previous conferences I've been to, and I believe every AMI meter company in the country had people there, so I was able to explain what we have here and how it would work, and, you know, do we do hardware, radio, cellular, because, you know, we've got a lot of places where the little pink spots on the Verizon map where there's no service and all of that, so I've got some great ideas on how to meld those different technologies together to get us a real product. But they did, one of the vendors said, he asked me what kind of coverage I wanted, and I said, 100%. He said, well, whoever tells you that's gonna be lying to you, because there's always some outliers there someplace, but at least I know what to expect now, so. And I did, as part of being on the board for Virginia Rural Water, the National Rural Water requires that the state directors receive some sort of training and get that certified. So I completed all of that while I was there and took the test and passed that. But there was a lot of programs on fiduciary responsibility, a board versus executive director responsibilities, strategic planning, which we've gone through, accounting, which we're going through, workforce development, public relations, which is something we will be working towards improving as well. And last thing on my list here for you is the DEQ SCAT Advisory Committee that I've been selected for to participate. We had our first meeting yesterday. It was about 6 hours of discussing disinfection. But the SCAT regs were promulgated in 2003 and have not been addressed since then. So there's a lot of new technologies out there. Some things that are old technologies were new technologies at that time and are over-regulated, and trying to get the regulations to be usable for everybody. So that's moving forward. And previously, I'd served on a advisory committee dealing with on-site, the SCAT regs. One little section of it, on-site sewage connecting permanently to public sewer, and the requirements being placed upon utilities for that. It has been given to public notice, and the regulation's going to read, On or before February 1st, annually, every permitted sewage treatment works, which we have 2 of them, within Chesapeake Bay watershed shall report to the department, to the best of their knowledge, the number of on-site sewage systems taken offline permanently and connected to public sewage systems that convey sewage to their facility during the previous calendar year. That was some real good compromise language that was developed, because, you know, to certify that, yes, 14 did it without really seeing every one of those gave a lot of us in the room heartburn. So DEQ allowed that to the terms to the best of our knowledge. Because then they will in turn take that data and apply it to the loadings, the non-point source loadings, and reducing those within the Chesapeake Bay. So that was the purpose of that. And did receive yesterday a notification that our Westbriar subdivision VPDS permit application that I've been working on has been deemed complete. And so they'll be probably early November, be receiving a draft copy of that, which should be pretty straightforward because it's a very small facility. But that's moving forward. And then lastly, the Hurricane Helene, we received at the water treatment plant a little over 8 inches of rain out of this whole system. A week and a half ago, when we were still dry, we had the 2-inch rain. At that time, the overflow, or the reservoir was 6 inches below the overflow, and that rain brought us to 1 inch over. Today, when I checked it with the operators, it was 2 inches over. No water has gone through the emergency spillway, and there's no evidence of anything going through there. So we have it if we need it, but it wasn't used for this event, which if we were in North Carolina or Southwest Virginia to Tennessee, we would probably have used it. So, and that is what I have to report.
Members of the board, any questions for the director? One question, have you checked on our recently completed section of the James River Bank stabilization this is probably the most water we've seen since that project's been completed, I guess.
I did earlier last week and everything was fine. I have not been by this week yet.
Okay. All right. At this time, we'll move back to the citizen comments. Seeing no citizens, we'll close the citizen comment section. Matters from the members of the Service Authority Board. Mr. Wade?
Nothing, sir.
I have nothing, sir.
Tom?
No, sir.
All right. At this time, meeting is adjourned.
Thank you very much.
Sorry. Are you having trouble? I usually sign on this as yes.
I'll text Turner and let him do it. Next time, it's gotta keep it under 20.
Well, the missiles are flying over Israel now.
Are they really? Whew.
Shooting missiles down in the sea.
Oh, man. It's,
I'm surprised the Israelis haven't turned everything to glass by now. You know, at some point, you just get fed up being poked and prodded all the time. At some point, you just go, the hell with it. Hit the red button and be done with it.